I'm trying not to ball right now, but man, cherish this moment, man. Cherish these opportunities that we got. Cherish this feeling of winning, and just, man, never take it for granted. Hey, I'm so speechless, but man, I would not have rather been anywhere else than here. Experiencing this right now in this moment with you guys. So man, I appreciate you guys, man, for accepting me, and man, I love y'all.
That speech, one of my favorite things I saw this week. Teddy Bridgewater's first win in 1,359 days. And now he is 2 days away from going for win number 2 against a team that is statistically the best in the NFC so far. Cowboys coming to New Orleans Sunday. Jane Slater is there already.
Today, Teddy Bridgewater told me it meant a lot to him to have the support of his teammates, regardless of the outcome on Sunday. On that, Saints defensive end Cam Jordan told me that, quote, he's part of the brotherhood. It's not like he's just some quarterback they found off the streets. He'd been with them for a full year. In fact, they no longer look at him as the Minnesota Viking former Pro Bowler. He's a Saint to them. And he seems to have the support of Drew Brees as well. He told me that they've been exchanging texts throughout the week and talking, and he says, like him, Brees has had to overcome an injury in his career. He seems to know what he's going through right now. On Brees, he is expected to return back to New Orleans on Saturday following that surgery and rehab to his throwing hand. And while head coach Sean Payton says they haven't had the conversation just yet, if he knows Brees, he's going to eventually want to be on the sidelines. And when he does, they'll have an earpiece for him.
Huge game for the Saints. If they can win this one without Drew Brees, just think of what they might be able to do once he comes back. That said, this Cowboys team looks good, and the win will not be easy to come by for New Orleans. Cowboys best in the NFC in all of these categories here. Saints good too, but nowhere near this statistically. MJD, can they pull it off?
Lindsay, yes, they can. I've been to the Superdome, and it's tough to play there. I went there 3 times last year with the Rams. It's really tough. The Cowboys don't play as well as they do at home on the road. So here, Saints fans, I'm with you. You guys ready? First, load the box, stop Zeke. Take him out of the game as quick as possible. Force Dak Prescott to throw the ball. Make sure you limit all the yards after contact. He shouldn't be able to bounce off guys. None of those things. Cam Jordan, you got to do your thing. Secondly, Marshawn Lattimore, it's time to earn that paycheck, son. Go ahead, lock up with Amari Cooper, follow him all over the field. Force Dak Prescott to throw it to other players, Jason Witten, Randall Cobb. Saints fans, be loud. You got a chance to win this one.
Chance to win it. Will they do it?
Yes, they will.
MJD handing out L's. That would be Dallas's first of the season. Lions, Chiefs going head-to-head in Detroit. Someone's getting their first loss there. Interesting twist today. Matthew Stafford listed as questionable on the injury report. It's a hip, according to the team, but reporters there say he looked like he was walking fine and that there are no signs yet that the injury is serious. That said, the game is big. And for more on that, James Palmer's in Detroit.
All week long, Matt Patricia and the Lions have been finding ways to simulate the skill set of Patrick Mahomes. He can do everything in the eyes of their head coach. So during scout team, do they use a different guy? Yes, a different player to simulate how he runs the football, a different player to simulate how he scrambles around, and perhaps a different player to show how he uses the vertical game and gets downfield, trying to get things as close as they can to how Patrick Mahomes does it by using a couple of different players. But when I talk to guys in the Lions secondary, they do believe that they have a talented group of offensive weapons that maybe prepared them. They have 3 good wide receivers, a talented top pick at tight end, and they believe that group going against them in training camp where the ball gets spread all around maybe has prepared them. They said maybe there's times where we shut down one guy here and maybe shut down another guy in this instance, being able to move things around. Maybe that can come in handy on Sunday.
Not a lot of people giving the Lions much of a shot this week, but it's worth pointing out they did beat the Patriots last year. And the way they did it is interesting with a grind-it-out approach. 33 rushing attempts. They controlled the clock. They ran off 23 more plays than New England. Is that the formula this week, TD?
Lindsay, I think if you're a Detroit Lion fan or the team, you have to dig deep into the play. But go back to last year's Week 3 against the Patriots. What you just saw right there, that's the formula. You're talking about control the clock. You're talking about a defense that's all over the place. 70 plays the offense ran. They had 25 first downs to New England's 12. And again, 32 rushes for 150 yards. Lindsay, they got some hope. If they can bring out that game plan, they got a chance. If they don't, Ooh, that might be a long day. They can't go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. Can't do it. Can't do it.
So a lot of carry on
Can't do it.
Johnson. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that. Got to have that.
So the names alone tell a story of excellence. Harry Carson, Lawrence Taylor, Willie Lanier, Mike Singletary, one of which took an interesting twist today. Matthew Stafford showing up on the Lions injury report as questionable with a hip injury. According to the Detroit Free Press, there are no signs yet that this injury is serious, but it is worth pointing out since it's not something that was even on our radar prior to today. And Stafford has a fairly big game on Sunday against the Chiefs. Chargers are in Miami Sunday, and it sounds like Melvin Gordon will be there. The Chargers running back, who ended his 64-day holdout yesterday, is making the trip. And according to Anthony Lynn, he might play against the Dolphins. Justin Jackson ruled out with a calf injury. Jalen Ramsey, another guy whose status we will be monitoring, listed as questionable by the Jaguars, though he's currently not with the team. He was excused to be with his girlfriend in Nashville for the birth of their daughter, who, according to Doug Marrone, has been born. Ramsey also missed practice time this week with an illness and back and hamstring injuries. Plus, he has a trade request that still stands. Also questionable, the Patriots' leading wideout, Julian Edelman, who left last week's game with a chest injury. For more on his status, as the Patriots prepare for Sunday's tilt in Buffalo, Mike Giardi is in Foxborough with the team.
We didn't get a chance to talk to Julian Edelman this week, and he canceled his regularly scheduled radio appearance, a local sports radio station here in Boston, on Friday. But he was out of practice all 3 days this week as he recovers from that rib injury he suffered in last Sunday's game, a win over the Jets that caused him to miss the entire second half. There was also a travel bag parked outside his locker, which is usually a very good sign that he will at least be making the trip to Buffalo. And from what I'm told, he is trending in the right direction, and they feel fairly good about his opportunity to play on Sunday. And Tom Brady said, we certainly need him. Obviously, one, because he does so well against the Buffalo Bills, 15 catches, 174 yards, and a touchdown in the 2 games last year. But as Brady said, when he's not in there, we feel it as an offense. He controls the middle of the field for the Patriots and is certainly a security blanket for Brady.
Brady 30-3 against the Bills in his career. Almost all of his receivers have had success. But this year's matchup could be tougher than those in years past because Buffalo is looking good on defense in particular. Top 10 in all of these categories seen here that the Patriots are number 1 in. Yes, some will point out that the teams that they've done this against haven't been the greatest. A combined 1-14 for the 2 teams, but Maurice Jones Drew and Terrell Davis, both of these teams are undefeated, so whoever gets the win will also get the cred that goes along with it. Who is that going to be?
You saw the team with all those ones by it, right? It's really simple when it comes to this game plan. The Patriots, week after week, they change who they are. They don't stay the same like most teams. You see Seattle, they're in that 4-4 front. They're going to play cover 3, all those everything. The Patriots change week after week. Sometimes they play man. Sometimes they play zone. When they play running quarterbacks, they keep the quarterback in the pocket. They do so many different things, and it's going to force Josh Allen to do something he's not comfortable with. And so I think the Patriots, I think they're just going to lock it down, to be honest with you. Like, Willie McGinnis is going to talk about it on Sunday, and he's been there with that defense. And the reason this team has been winning consistently year after year after year is because they're in the top 5 in scoring defense year after year after year. And this defense is one of the better ones they've had in a long time.
And I agree with you on this one, but I also think that there's a chance for the Bills to make this thing close.
There's always a chance.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, right?
How do they do it?
And this is how they do it, right? Look at the Patriots' offensive line right now. I mean, they have a lot of injuries up front. That is a major issue for this team. The Bills, they play really good run defense. Their back end is playing really well right now. So I think if they can keep the Patriots from making those big plays, make Tom Brady obviously trying to make that mistake, and you look at a team that's still doing it. But it's going to boil down to this: Josh Allen. Even if they did everything right, I'm talking about third down, turnovers, everything was in their favor, the Patriots are going to make Josh Allen have to beat them. And last time they played, the numbers weren't great. He was 20 for 41, 217 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. And to me, that's the difference there. His rating was 52.6, so the Patriots are really good. So they'll make you have to beat them with Josh Allen.
They've changed everything for Josh Allen this year, though. Brought in Cole Beasley. He's got a check down. He's not going downfield as much. He's less of a gunslinger. They've kind of reined that in a little bit. Does that change the way he approaches the Patriots?
No, because you just saw the defense. I mean, this defense doesn't matter. I mean, going back to last year, go back to the Super Bowl, one of the most potent offenses that we've seen with the Rams. I mean, 3 points. I mean, this team over the last